Okay, here is an unusual question of the day and an announcement. So we actually have been working with some people at YouTube who wanted to consult with us, and they suggested this, and we're going to try it. So on our next Wednesday walkabout, which will be next Wednesday, June 1st, we're going to do a live Wednesday walkabout. So we will have somebody there who's shooting me questions as I walk around the garden. You guys can participate right along with me. We'll walk around the garden. You guys can ask questions. We're going to do this at 6 Central Standard Time in the evening. So make sure you put a notification on your phone because I want you to join in. We're going to try this one in the evening. But my question of the day is for you guys, the 6 p.m. will be a test case. But for you guys, would you rather do this type of thing in the morning or in the evening, and about what time? So again, it's going to be next Wednesday, June 1st, weather permitting, of course, at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time in the evening. Adjust your time zone accordingly. So please let me know if that time works well for you, or if in the future when we do it again, we use a different time of day. So there you go, my announcement and my question of the day. Well, Stuart, are you ready to go on a thrifting adventure with me?
I am.
Well, finally the sun has come out, but the ground is way too wet after all that wonderful rain that we got. It's way too wet to work. Boy, that's a mouthful. Way too wet to work. So Stuart and I are going to go on a little thrifting adventure to my local Goodwill store. Now, I've got on a very comfortable outfit that I'll talk about in my outfit of the day, but I also have a couple of other things. Number one, I never allow myself to go and do any kind of thrifting at Goodwill unless I take something there. And pretty much almost every other day, Hubs is taking stuff to recycle to Goodwill. So something comes in, something has to go out. Then I always make sure that I have my own bag when I go in there. These are great grocery sacks that I get at Trader Joe's, and I just keep them in my car so that I always have my own sack to bring. They're a lot sturdier than the plastic Goodwill bags that they use, and then obviously I don't have to use their plastic bag. So what am I looking for today? I think it is helpful to kind of strategize a little bit before you go in. So I have 2 or 3 things that I'm looking for today. In general, I am looking for glass inserts for inside of vases, of baskets, of things that aren't waterproof, because I want to be making some flower arrangements in some baskets and things like that. And so I'm looking for inserts that will fit them. And I'll describe that a little bit more when I go there. As a category, typically they usually have a lot of that. I'm also looking for something that I already got there once, and that is these knit skirts with a high waist that folds over. I got this one there a couple of years ago. I've recently been wearing it a lot. It looks great in the wintertime with boots and a sweater, but it's also fun with just a light t-shirt in the summertime, and it's so comfortable. And recently I packed this and wore it to Santa Fe. It was great because it is just so easy to pack, fold up, doesn't wrinkle. So in general, I'm going to be looking for that. I'm also going to be looking for, this is kind of a strange thing because it's come up twice in our conversation today, coincidentally, flashback to the 70s. And that's a brand of clothing that was called Ocean Pacific. I remember my younger brothers wearing Ocean Pacific. They were kind of like cargo shorts, Stuart, weren't they? That were way too short for them. But recently on a trip to Santa Fe, I saw some that looked just like them in a very high-end clothing store on Canyon Road in Santa Fe, and they were selling them very expensively, and they looked just like those old Ocean Pacific shorts. So I think I'm going to look there, both in the men's section and in the women's section. And Stuart, you said you were going to also look for something.
I need essentially a fanny pack.
Okay.
Or something similar, because for the microphone,
okay,
to make my whole mic setup when I'm doing these things a little easier.
We're trying to upgrade some of Stuart's shooting equipment and shooting accoutrement to make it easier for him.
Well, now that I'm mic'd, I have twice as much stuff on me.
That's right. Now he is mic'd. You should see him. He looks like a walking, talking technology ad. So, Stuart, you ready to go?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's get in dot and let's take off. Okay, Stuart, should we put the lid down since it is such a pretty day? So for those of you that are not familiar with Dot, Dot is my 2012 little Fiat 500 Cabriole. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation of that, but she and I have gotten very close. I named her Dot because she is my own little Department of Transportation. And fortunately, because of where I live in Oklahoma City, I live so close to pretty much everything I need that I don't have to go very far. So Dot isn't necessarily great for highway driving, but she is great for just tootling around Oklahoma City and in my neighborhood. So Goodwill is just literally a 4-minute drive, not even a 4-minute drive from here. And it's another reason that I go pretty frequently. So it makes it very, very easy to both take stuff and on a whim, if I am in a mood to spend some money or treat myself for something, just fun, or if I'm just in a mood to kind of be creative, this is something that I like to do. Let me address a little bit what some people have said, that it's that while they appreciate my thriftiness, it's people like me that have driven up costs at Goodwill. Well, if I have, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because I realize that Goodwill is a for-profit, and a lot of thrifty stores, thrift shops are for profit, but basically most of them that aren't Goodwill, they're just small business owners, and if I am helping them make a little bit higher of a profit margin, or those of us that try to reuse, recycle, and repurpose by purchasing their goods are driving up their prices a little bit, that doesn't disturb me too much. The other thing is, a lot of it is, I think the pricing has a lot more to do with where you live and where that thrift store is located, because there's a fine line between, I think, a thrift store and an antique store, don't you, Stuart?
Yeah.
So the point is that we are reusing things that have been previously loved, though I certainly am always sensitive to people who are on a budget, and if prices are going up at thrift stores, I'm certainly sensitive to that too. But I don't worry about that too much, and I can say that at my Goodwill, I don't think prices have gone up considerably since I started shopping here, 20 years ago, and it's just a fun thing to do. So I typically have kind of an idea, like I said earlier, of things that I want to get when I go to my Goodwill. And what I need to do, Stuart, is I do need to branch out a little bit, because I need to go to Goodwill stores that are in other areas of Oklahoma City besides just mine. Now, if you're in the Oklahoma City area, or if you're coming to Oklahoma City, this one is located at the corner of Penn and 36th Street, which, interestingly, Stuart, I don't know if you noticed when we were driving up, but just to the west of us on 39th Street, excuse me, I said 36th Street, 39th Street and Penn. But just beyond that to the west, they're starting to kind of renovate and kind of gentrify that area. It's going to be a whole new district of Oklahoma City, so that's kind of exciting. Okay, you ready to go in? Let's do it. Okay, so Stuart, this is the rack that I'm looking at for some of those skirts I was talking about that pack really well, the knit skirts. Okay, this is a perfect example. So if I didn't already have one that was pretty similar to this, I definitely would take a look. This is a size 8, but that's one thing I always check out, is does it really look like it is true to size, and basically whether or not it would fit me. So this is a medium, and it would, but this is a little bit too much like the one that I already got. So I'm gonna put that back. Okay, now wait a second. This one is cute. So I'm in One thing that you really have to be careful of when you come here is not always are the sizes and the categorizations true. So for example, sometimes you'll find something large in the small sizes and something small in the large sizes, so I always check the size. Okay, this is kind of cute. Stuart?
It's my favorite so far.
Kind of cute. Okay, so why this catches my eye, I like the color. I like the fact that it's bi-level, and I think that's kind of cute. I could see this being really cute with some cowboy boots, maybe a denim top. Stuart, what do you think? It is...
I'm not used to giving fashion advice.
Yeah, okay, you're not used to giving fashion advice. Okay, it's a size 6, but I think this might fit me, and it's $5.79. And it's got kind of a vintage look to it.
I like
okay.
the pattern, yeah.
You like the pattern, okay. Plus, I'm also looking for things to take to me when I travel this summer, when we go to Singapore, and also when I'm traveling for just some other reasons. So Stuart, I'm gonna put this in my cart. Now, even though it's not on my list, this is very cute. Stuart, I can see Julia wearing this.
Yeah,
This is really, really cute. And it is, I don't know, I bet this is a brand I might be familiar with. So that's another thing that I do is check for brands. Okay, this is a brand I like. This is H&M. It's a size 6. This would be so cute with a little t-shirt and sandals, but I think it's gonna be a little bit big. Stuart, should I try it on or not?
It does look kind of big.
It does look kind of big. And in some cases,
you can hem it down or whatever.
In some cases, if it's something that I really, really like, I might consider going ahead and getting it. I don't sew, but I could have it altered. But I think this is just a little too big, and I don't know how often I would really wear it. So I'm gonna put that back. Okay, this is, okay, here would be another potential option, but this to me, I don't know, it looks kind of cheap, and it kind of is too much the vibe of the other skirt, so I'm gonna put it back. Okay, here's another one of these. Stuart, looky there.
Is that the same as the other one?
I know, it's similar in style, but they've all got kind of that same feel, the same look that I've already got with the one that I already have. So, okay, now this isn't Ocean Pacific, but this is kind of what I'm talking about. Plus, I think these might be a little too skimpy for me. Okay, let's move on, Stuart. Another thing that I didn't mention that I'm going to be looking for, and that's sleeveless tops and just some kind of fun t-shirts. And usually, a lot of times I will look for really bright colored things, because sometimes I notice that when I'm on camera, especially on Channel 4, I need things that are a little bit brighter, and a lot of times I don't have a lot of bright things in my wardrobe. Like this, I have lots of stuff like that.
Looks comfy.
It does look comfy. Okay, that's kind of cute and airy, but I have several tops that are already very similar to that. Okay, this is kind of edgy.
It says Singapore on it.
I know it says Singapore, Sydney, Tokyo. Okay, this is kind of edgy. Not a lot of people would like this, but I kind of like it. It's designed in Italy. Okay, Stuart, what do you think? I think it's kind of fun. Okay, I think this is going to go in my basket. I have a tendency to always kind of buy the same things over and over again, so I'm trying to think outside the box. And that stuff may or may not come home with me. Okay, here's another brand, A New Day. I believe that's a Target brand, and I do like that. Now here, this is another kind of fun thing that I sometimes look for, are just funky little things that are kind of trendy that I don't know that I would spend a lot of money on.
It's a good Salida outfit.
Yeah, it's a great, exactly, Stuart. You're so good. This is a good Salida outfit. And it's, I don't know that I need anything like this because I've already got some fun stuff, but you know, if you're wanting something fun and it doesn't cost a lot, then these are fun things to look for. Okay. Okay, Stuart, have we exhausted this aisle maybe? Okay, there's a table of stuff on display at the front. I'm not 100% sure why, but this is something I would typically say to look for at Goodwill, and that's a really good wrought iron skillet. But I think these are too pricey. This is $26. You could practically get a new one for that. So I would say no. Maybe in the back they've got some that are a better price. This still has its box and everything. Now if I were looking to set a table maybe for New Year's or something, these are kind of cute. You could put these at each place setting.
Are they metal?
They are
Heavy, it sounds like.
I know, they are kind of heavy. Where did they come from originally? It doesn't say. They're $2.99 each, but this would be very sweet at Easter time, filled with chocolates or something, or even at Christmas time, New Year's, that would be fun. I need them like a hole in the head, but that would be very fun. And then these are, oh my gosh, these are the kind of things, I already have many similar things to them, but I love looking at this type of thing for any kind of flower arrangements, and these are typically a pretty good price. And some of these you could polish up and it might be worth it. I think these are some of their pricier items that they have up front. Okay, Stuart, let's go to another part of the store. You were going to look at belts. Did you find anything?
Well, now that we moved on to the fanny pack idea.
Oh, okay.
So now.
Now, I sometimes look at the purses for kind of kitschy things. Okay, that's kind of cute. If you were a teenager, I think, and you were going to the beach or whatever, I think that's kind of kitschy cute. I know, Stuart, you're looking at me questioning.
No, I get it.
Questioningly. This is the area for purses and scarves. And I don't always have good luck here, but I always check it out just in case. Okay, this is something fun. So if I put something in my basket and I encounter something that's in the same color palette, okay, that's kind of cute, isn't it, Stuart?
It is.
Okay, that's pretty cute. This would be a great airport outfit or traveling. If you get kind of chilly, it's got the same color palette to it. It looks very composed. What do you think, Stuart?
It's very composed.
Okay, it looks very composed, and I think it's kind of fun, and it's kind of bright and edgy. So I think I'm going to keep that in my cart. And then think outside the box when you check out stuff like, okay, here's a big scarf, or I think it's a scarf. Honestly, I don't know what this is. It's a big tube. Now you could probably wear this as a bathing suit cover-up and kind of wrap it around. You could probably also use it as a scarf, you know, like this. But what it would also be good for is if you wanted a table throw or something, you were entertaining and you wanted to just kind of throw this over your table and have something kind of light and airy. It's kind of fun. Or again, I'm also always looking at things to wear on airplanes that you can just throw over your shoulders in case you get cold. Okay, let's move on. I don't know that this is going to end up in my cart, but I think this is pretty cute. Isn't that cute, Stuart? Mm-hmm. That looks kind of Linda Vater-y, I think.
It does.
What do you think? This is $4.79. Haven't found anything on sale yet. Okay, let's move on. Okay, Stuart, here's a little tip. A lot of times the things that they have on the end caps are things they think will sell or are kind of fashionable, and I have to say These are pretty cute. These would be darling with a sweater like this, and they'd be really cute working out in the garden. What do you think? They've got that kind of utility look that I like. And these are $5.69, so I might put those in my basket. And I would say that typically maybe 1 out of 2 things come home with me that I put in my basket. Sometimes nothing. I kind of struck out on the shorts. I'm going to breeze through the dresses, Stuart, then let's look at the glassware, and I think we've got enough for our venture today. Okay, Stuart, I don't know if you remember from a video we shot a while ago, and I found a tunic dress like this that I just love to take to Singapore. And this is very much in that same genre. I really think this is cute, very cute. I can see this over leggings. Okay, this is definitely going in my basket. Stuart, here is a tip for Julia. You know, she's getting ready to set up household, and I'm going to give her a lot of stuff that I have at my house that I don't use anymore. But if she is wanting some, you know, a specific color of dishware or something like this, like these plates are 99 cents. There's some basic white ones down there. Definitely this is a way for her to get coffee mugs and things like that, and some kitchenware for just a song. Okay, Stuart, I really like the looks of these. This is Threshold bamboo. These came from Target. And if they had 4 of them, I might consider getting them. These would look great with like a potted cactus or something sitting on top of them. But what they'd also be great for is on top of a man's dresser or on top of a dresser to get your keys, to get things like that. It would also just make a great, it's just good looking. And they've got 3 of them. It's a shame they don't have 4. Something like this that has kind of an artisanal quality, that's just 99 cents. I really like the looks of these. I might have to take these home with me. I don't know what I'll do with them, but I think they definitely have potential, as do these green bowls right here. These would be great saucers for plants if you're looking for something. Okay, I'm going to try some of these things on now. I can only take in 3 at a time, so I've got my cart here that I can keep outside. So Stuart, let's do this. Well, Stuart and I are back from our little adventure, and we want to apologize the sound quality because Stuart was saying there was something inside that building that was creating some static on our audio. So if that's the case, we apologize. There wasn't a whole lot we could do about it. But I'm going to show you what I came home with, and I would say I batted maybe 50%. I actually came home with some things I didn't expect and put back some things that I really kind of liked. So here we go. So number 1, this was one of the things that I actually went looking for. This is just a plain glass insert for a basket I've got in mind, but also I could obviously use it free form, and I really just like that. And I did keep my receipt. Okay, here we go. I ended up with more clothing, I think, than I expected. This may have been my favorite little ensemble. I showed you this before. This fit a lot better than I expected, and it wasn't nearly as boxy looking when you got it on as it looked on the hanger. And I just like the fact that it might make me look a little hip. And I loved the way it looked with this scarf. I also love this chartreusey sulfur yellow color, which I can envision wearing with different things. So this was kind of fun. And Stuart, we will or may not do a little style show with some of these things that I got. This, I don't even know if you saw me put this in my basket, but this was a last minute thing that I found on the way to the dressing room. We've got some sightseers there. This was a great deal. This was a Nike Pro top, and it was just great, and I needed another one of these to replace one that I already had. Oh, and by the way, Stuart, what was my total? It was 38 something, and they always ask you if you want to round up and donate, and I always do, and I don't, or I don't know if they've even offered it, but I typically don't take my senior discount. Let me see, what else do I have in here? Oh, these ended up being great. These fit perfectly. These will be wonderful for working in the garden, but I just think they're also kind of fun, and I can see wearing these out and about when we travel. This was probably my biggest disappointment, but you'll notice that I came home with it anyway. So I just so loved this top, and it would have fit if I could really get into it and over my head, because there's no zipper or anything. So I knew I wouldn't wear it because it was just too difficult to get on through here. However, I so loved the print of it that I went ahead and brought it home envisioning that I might make a pillow cover out of it, or have a pillow cover made, because I just love the vibe. And I love the pattern, and I couldn't leave it there. Another thing that I came back with that was kind of an unexpected find was, and this was a good deal, because this was a BCBG Max Mara, a wrap dress, very Diane Von, who is it that does not Gloria Vanderbilt, but a Diane something, Furstenberg or something, that does the wrap dress. Obviously, I'm not into fashion that much. But what I liked about this is that I could wear it as a lightweight wrap dress. But what I really liked about it is I needed my lightweight robe that my kiddos got me for summer bit the dust, and this will make a wonderful lightweight robe. So I could envision myself wearing it a number of different ways. So this came home with me. And last but not least, I didn't really need a lot of home decor items. There was one basket that I put into my basket, and then I put it back. I showed you some wonderful saucers, square saucers there that I just really liked, but I ended up putting those back too, simply because I thought they fell into that category if I need these like a hole in the head. But I did bring these back because I am envisioning some cactus succulent potting up that I'm going to do maybe out in the office, and I loved the earthy quality of these as saucers for those cactus rather than just the clear glass ones that I have. So my whole stash, I got a number of different things. My whole stash was under $40. I'm really pleased. Some of the things I found that were on my list, some I did not, but I found some things that were kind of surprises. Stuart, did you have any luck? No fanny pack. So we may have to we may need to get that for you as part of some of your gear upgrade that we need to do. We need to replace some mics and some other things, which are not inexpensive. So Stuart, we will, it's a good thing we saved our pennies on this stuff so we can invest it in some other things. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this little thrifting adventure with Stuart and me. It was fun for me, and I hope it was fun for you too. Well, my outfit of the day to go thrifting is very simple, so that I can get in and out with as little fuss and as little things being obstructive as possible. So I've got my sunglasses today, my favorite just Ray-Ban Wayfarers. I've got some fun hoop earrings on that I got at a street side vendor in Santa Fe. This is the first time I've worn them. They're kind of fun. I do have a belly pack or a shoulder pack. This one is relatively inexpensive. I was surprised. Lululemon, highly recommended by a friend of mine. My top is thrifted. It's All Saints. It came off of Poshmark. Very comfortable. No belt today, so in case I run across some belts, I can slip them right on. My high-waisted breeches, I love these graffiti art breeches. These are from H&M, and then slides so that I can just easily get in and out If I need to try anything on, I can get in and out of them. No tennis shoes that I would have to unlace and take on and off. And so I got these also at H&M. I love the quilting of them. They've got kind of a Chanel-esque look. Anything else, Stuart?
I think so.
Okay, we're ready to rock and roll.